Some mountains in men are bigger than you think. Some rivers so fast, hell, you can't take a drink. Some burdens so heavy.
Hey folks, Great Northern Prepper here. Today's going to be part one of a three-part series, I guess you call it. I'm going to do on 3 different body armor, as it's called, vests, or personal protective equipment, PPE. Now this is the EAGLE Maritime version of their Combat Integrated Releasable Armor System, or CIRAS. And it's actually now the armor choice for US SOCOM. I bought this years back when I was contracting. It's a great vest. It integrates a single release cable, and how that works is if you can see right here, this little tab, that when you start to pull it out, there's actually goes around this little cable right here. I don't know if you can see that well. There's actually a little cable, and that actually integrates throughout the whole vest. And what that does is, when you're putting it together with the waistband, the cummerbund, the back and front sections of it, and the shoulder pads, it actually loops through. There's little loops in there that connect it. The cable goes through it, and that's what holds it all together. Now they have a land version that does not offer this specific thing. This is the maritime version. The reason I like it, and the reason I bought it, was because when I was contracting, I wanted something so that if I was hit, they wouldn't have to cut my vest off me. One, it would save time, and 2, once I got better, I wouldn't have to buy a whole new dang vest either. But the main issue being that it saves time. You pull on that, when you're standing, if you pull on it, it'll just all fall off you. Especially when you have the plates. If you don't have the plates and any kind of weight on it, it really won't do it unless you really start to shake yourself. But with all the soft armor and the hard ceramic plates, as well as full mags and everything like that, it'll just fall right off you. Or if someone, when you're down, pulls on that cable, they can just start pulling on the vest and it'll come apart. Now, some of you may be saying, no, that could be an issue. That could, what happens if that gets snagged on something? Well, for one, when this is inside here, it really, I've never had any issue of it getting snagged on anything. I've never had any kind of accidental release of the system itself. Now, I've got a bunch of stuff in here. I'll take that out, and it's got you can see the cable running right through the shoulder pads right there. It's got removable shoulder pads. As you can see, it's a full MOLLE type gear here. I'm going to read all the specs off. It's a heavy duty abrasion and water resistant 1000 denier cordura nylon exterior construction. It's really hardy stuff. This is, I've had this for a long time, and I used it for many years, and it's a really heavy duty construction. It's got 1-inch mil-spec webbing cross straps, MOLLE straps. It's got the cummerbunds, and I'll show you the whole system afterwards. It's got detachable shoulder pads. It's got a rear drag handle. That is so if you go down, someone can grab you up and drag you to safety. It's also got there's all different kinds of sizes that you can get, small, medium, and large. It comes in pretty much any color combination that you can imagine. This is that coyote tan. It comes in khaki, multicam, green, black, pretty much any of the standard military colors it's going to come in. I believe sage as well, but I'm not 100% certain on that. It offers the maritime version as well as land. It takes SPEAR BALCS soft armor, which I don't have in here right now. I just have my plates, and it's only a carrier. When you buy it, it does not come with any of the armor at all. It does not come with the plates. It does not come with that. It runs about $450. I've seen it on average, which is what a good, decent constructed vest will cost you, or armor system. I've seen lookalikes that are actually pretty dang good, that are made for those people that are in the airsoft and stuff like that. It's actually a pretty good lookalike. However, it's not as durable. It will do the job, but it won't last as long, and it's just not as good stiff construction. It kind of bunches up, and there's a couple people that bought it to save money, and I really didn't like them at all. The vests. It will carry interceptor hard ceramic plates or steel plates, but it will not take the soft armor from the interceptor vest, and it's a pretty decent overall system here. It'll fit a 10 by 12 hard plate for a medium vest. Small vests will fit a 8 by 10 hard plate. The large will fit a 10 by 12 hard plate. Extra large 12 by 14. The measurements, just for your information: medium vest is 38 inches to 46. Large vest is 44 to 52. This is chest measurement. And extra large vests are 54 to 60 inches. It weighs about 4.5 pounds for the medium, and it's a pretty light overall system. Now, this is not 4.5 pounds, obviously, if you've got all this. I've got a tactical Taylor radio pouch right here, and that works pretty slick. I've got it, it's actually a little Velcro strap, but I've got it taped up. You just put your little radio in there. I've got a little admin, little pouch right on the front, a little carabiner. I've got my first aid kit right there, and I've also got 3 mags on here as well. The reason this isn't my full kit loadout, I was actually just putting it back together, and I usually have 9 mags on me, but I haven't put them all on here. Now let me show you a little bit of how this thing is constructed. Okay, so how this works is, this is what they call a cummerbund. If none of you have been to a wedding where it was the kind of more formal dress, then you probably don't know what this is. Cummerbund is something that goes around your waist. It's completely unfolded. And what it does is, when you want to put it on, and this is elastic, this will go, and it goes either way, around you, just right up, snug up against your belly there. And then you fold this down, and you kind of fold these sides in here a little bit, so that, because if you don't, you can end up like that. And the rule is always ABC, always be cool. That's literally something I've heard before, but anyways, not important. So this external cummerbund comes around just like that, and that comes down like that, and that's pretty much all you got to do to put it on. Now, right in here is where you'll put your soft armor, but you'll put your plates in first. And these are a good medium strike face. I guess these would be ESAPs because they can take AP or armor piercing rounds. They're actually a really good ceramic plate. Now, as you can see with these ceramic plates, they're about an inch or so thick, and you can actually get steel plates as well. The reason I don't like steel plates, they're thinner, and they're roughly, if not a little bit more heavier, but they're thinner, so they work better for low profile wearing. However, the reason I don't like steel plates is they will stop a bullet, depending on what bullet it is, but what is average going to be shot at you. it'll stop it. But the reason I don't like them is, and I don't have any factual evidence to back this up, but what happens when a round hits the ceramic here is the ceramic will crack. It absorbs the impact of the round itself, and it'll crack. So these aren't forever. So if you get shot a couple times with a ceramic plate, eventually, you know, give or take where the bullets land, they're only going to be good for 3 to 5 rounds, you know, depending on the size of the bullet and everything like that. But, you know, roughly give or take, and then you're going to have to toss it, because once it's cracked, and I've actually had ones where sections of it you could actually kind of almost move it just like you could this cloth. And the reason I don't like the steel as much is because if you've ever shot steel plates before, especially from a close range, you know that there is fragmentation and ricochets of the round. And my concern has always been is that if that steel plate got hit, that round might come up off the steel plate, and I might get a chunk of copper jacketed lead up in my chin or something like that. That's my only reason I've never liked steel plates. They will stop a bullet though, and that's more of my opinion more than based on factual evidence. But you put this, as you can see, it's just a little you know, little holder right here. Slip that in there. You want to make sure that it's all the way to the top, because there's nothing worse than when you have a vest that has floppy armor in there. And then you put the soft armor in there. Like I said, I haven't put together 100% yet. Oops, sorry, hit the camera there. I haven't put it together 100% yet. It's got the same thing right up top there. Put there together. And the reason I like this too is you can actually put put your magazines right in here, and you just put your pouches. You can put a couple pouches in there. It'll come up and it'll be a little bit, you know, wider, but you can actually have pouches right inside there on top of these ones. Now it just depends on, you know, if you're a right-handed shooter where your right hand is going to be where the, you know, the trigger finger, then you're going to want to have the magazines on your left-hand side, your primary amount. Doesn't mean if you have room and you want to put them there that you can't put them on the left-hand side. It just means that the reason that you're going to want to is because whenever you're reloading, you don't want to take your hand out of that trigger well to reload. You're going to want to keep that finger on the trigger so that you can go down, reach, you know, roughly, reach, grab a magazine, slap it up in the rifle, and then send the bolt home, and then continue. Not holding your arm forward on the stock there, on the forend, grabbing a magazine, putting it up in there, sending it home, and then going in there. It just saves you critical seconds. Now, I've always really liked this thing. But if you pull this, there's a little, you can actually see right in there, this is the cable system. And it's just kind of sitting in there. All the different straps, from the cummerbund to the shoulder straps and everything, there's one little loop that goes through a little hole. And there's holes all along these, and you can actually make the vest, you know, for someone who's a little bit taller, for someone who's a little bit shorter, you pull it down for shorter. You use these lower ones for someone who's taller. If you've got a little bit more girth in your belly, then with the cummerbund ones, you can just kind of customize it. Pull this through all the way, and then you pull this cable through. And that's what happens when you pull that cable up towards the front here, is this actually pulls this out, and all these things just fall free. So you always want to be careful about that, but like I said, I've never had any issue with it, you know, coming apart on me for any reason. And this is kind of a really rigid cummerbund, so it's not flappy. And that's what I see with these cummerbunds, with the sorry, didn't zoom out there. That's what I see with these cummerbunds on the airsoft knockoffs, is that they're just kind of a lighter Cordura nylon kind of stuff instead of like this really more rigid, and that's kind of what gives you a little bit better overall kind of sturdiness to it. Now these are tactical Taylor mag pouches as well, and they're just a simple retention strap, so just makes it a lot easier just for you to flop it off and you can pull out the mag. I just always like having carabiners. If I have room, I always stick them there. This is where I used to have, this is just another little admin, it doesn't really, it's just a Velcro pad. I used to have my blood type and everything on there, but I actually just put my Oath Keeper little tab there, since I'm now a member. And I keep my first aid kit on that side, on my right hand side. Now, there's a bit of dissension amongst shooters and people in those types of jobs as to where to put your med kit. Some people like to put it right up front. I do see a lot of intelligence in doing it that way. The reason is, if my right hand was what got blown off, it's going to be really difficult for me to reach with my left hand all the way to the other side there, undo this clip, pull that out, and it's pretty simple, but it's not too difficult. And I always keep my tourniquet readily available. I do see that as being somewhat intelligent to do. I see the reasoning for it, but I just haven't done it. It's actually, would be better actually to, now that I think of it, to keep the tourniquet right up front there. There's a lot of people actually they'll use rubber bands and rubber band tie tourniquets right up front so that you can grab it easily. You always keep your tourniquets completely, you always want to keep them completely, and I'll show you here, really loose and large, because if you have it and it's tight up like that, then that's another thing that you're going to have to do, and it's not easy to do with one hand to loosen it. So you always want to keep it really loose so it's really easy just to slip on to an arm or whatever, and once it's on there, then you can use your arm to hold it and your teeth to pull on this. But you always want to keep that really loose so that it's easily available, because major trauma to an arm or a leg where arteries are involved, it's not something that you want to mess with. So anyways, this was the Eagle Industries Maritime Combat Integrated Releasable Armor System, and it's a really good overall vest. I'm very, very happy with it. Being $450, it may be out of some people's price range, but it's kind of up to you. There are other options out there, and I'll show you those in later segments of my little armor overview. And this has been the Great Northern Prepper. Thanks for watching. Go to greatnorthernprepper.com. Obviously, we're on YouTube, but we're also on Facebook and Twitter, and you can find us there. And you can always email me at rmorgan@greatnorthernprepper.com. And the Great Northern Prepper is out.
I wore out my shoes in that wrong way to run. I blistered my skin working hard in the sun. Supper's almost over and I done cleaned my plate, and there's a light shining yonder, boys, I don't think I'll wait. I'm a laid back one and I've been one so long. I ain't perfect, you can tell by my songs. Brothers, forgive me for all of my wrongs. The good Lord, He's calling and it's time to go home. I hear Him calling and it's time to go home.